The greatest and most common hero in Hollywood movies seems to be the soldier. How is that? Well, I'm reading an article on the CBC how Hollywood became the unofficial propaganda arm of the US military. It happened during the Second World War when Hollywood was launched into a propaganda war that continues to this day. Well, something happened there during the Second World War, which, of course, is rather natural. Hollywood signed up just as many men and women did. And the U.S. Office of War Information had a unit dedicated exclusively to Hollywood, the Bureau of Motion Pictures. The head of that Office of War Information was Elmer Davis, who said this: "The easiest way to inject a propaganda idea into most people's minds is to let it go through the medium of an entertainment picture where they do not realize they are being propagandized." Hollywood had received its marching orders from the military during the war, he says. People who had been trained to sell soaps, cereals, and home appliances were now being enlisted by the states to sell war to the American public. And historians and other academics point out that that arrangement was the beginning of a unique American mission that continues even now. Many of Hollywood's films are embedded in the American military and made to glorify the American military. Professor Tanner Mirrlees, who's an associate professor of communication and digital media at Ontario Tech University in Canada, explains. No country in the world churns out as many images of itself as the military hero as the United States does. That is a unique cultural phenomenon. And isn't it so that there is a remarkably large amount of movies from the factory over there that features American soldiers as heroes, flashes American warships and war machines and weapons, and nowadays even CIA agents and bearded black ops special forces doing their covert operations. Which other country on the earth is doing or even could do that without being heavily criticized? Imagine China or Russia pumping out piles of movies showing their own glorious militaries and how their spies are secretly operating all over the world, killing off the bad guys in the West and so on. It's strange. And I think it is at least important that we learn to see propaganda in action. So let me again read this quote. "The easiest way to inject a propaganda idea into most people's minds is to let it go through the medium of an entertainment picture where they do not realize that they are being propagandized. This is how propaganda works. You don't know and you're not supposed to know that you're subject to propaganda. And what's the purpose to it? What is it meant to do with your mind? Well, I guess two things. One is to establish the character there of the heroic American soldier who is tough, but who also likes to play baseball with his kids and who loves his wife, but who is ready to die for his great nation. Because that's what the military needs, such motivated people. But also to instill a sense of security in the people and show the others that you don't mess with us. But also getting the whole world getting used to this specific country operating all over the world. It's a normal thing to do. So when they are out there with their warships all over and their military bases next to your border, it's normal because they are tough and they're good and they're the greatest. It seems to me that many people have kind of accepted that role. The Americans, they saved us during the Second World War. They are the good guys. And I'm sure there are many good girls and guys over there, but I'm not so sure anymore that they are the ones in charge over there. It rather seems that it's the industrial and military complex in charge. Oh, things are not the way they used to be.